guys, welcome to Math Pro. So today we will be discussing about this lesson.
In this lesson, it is very important that you know already how to multiply whole numbers. Then if you know how to multiply whole numbers, then that's great because you are one step ahead in multiplying decimal numbers. The rules are as simple as this. First, you have to multiply like whole numbers. So if you want to get the product of 4 and 12 hundredths and 2 and 3 tenths, then we assume that there are no decimal point. We just multiply them as whole numbers. So here it's like multiplying 412 times 23. So we start with 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So now we multiply 2 to each digit of 4 and 12 hundredths. So we have 4, 2, and 8. Then after that, we add the two partial products. We get 6, 7, 4, and 9. So as you see, it seems like we just multiplied a whole number 412 times 23. But of course, since the given are decimal numbers, expect that our answer should also be a decimal number. So how do we do that? So we just count the decimal digits in the factors. And what are decimal digits? Decimal digits are the digits on the right of the decimal point. So in our first factor, 1 and 2 are the decimal digits, while in the second factor, 3 is our decimal digit. So these are the digits on the right of the decimal point. So we have 2 in our first factor and 1 in the second factor. So all in all, we have 3 decimal digits. After counting the decimal digits, we simply put the same number of decimal digits in the product. So if we have total of 3, then moving the decimal point 3 times backward, then our decimal point should be put here. So as you see in our product, there are 3 decimal digits, which is equal to the total of the decimal digits in our factors. So here, the key is really counting the decimal digits, right? But of course, it is very important that you know how to multiply whole numbers. That's the first thing that you need to know before you are able to multiply decimal numbers. Alright? Let's have another example. So again, we multiply like whole numbers. So if we want to get the product of 5 and 21 hundredths and 42 hundredths, so we write them like this. Then we start our multiplication process. We have 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 5 is 10. Then we now multiply 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 times 5 is 20. Then we add again the two partial products. And we will get 2, 8. So like whole numbers, we will use carry if it's needed. So we have carry 1 here. Then 4 plus the carry 1 is 5. 1 and then 2. So after multiplying like whole numbers, we now count the decimal digits in the factors. So in our first factor, we have these decimal digits and we have these decimal digits. So again, decimal digits are the digits on the right of the decimal point. So in our first factor, we have 2 and we also have 2 in our second factor. So all in all, there are 4 decimal digits. So that means in our product, there should be 4 decimal digits. So starting here, we again move. So why do we start our movement here? Since it's a whole number, the decimal point is always at the right of the ones place, right? So we move 2, 3, 4 decimal digits. So the decimal point in our product should be put here. So let's have another example. Again, we multiply like whole numbers. So it's like 72 times 31. getting the product, then we now multiply 3. As you see, I did not write 0 anymore here because it's not actually needed. In fact, you can just multiply 72 times 31, then after that you proceed to the next step, right? So we have here 3 times 7 is 21. So I will not put 0 anymore here because it doesn't matter anymore. So I can add now. We have 2. Again, we need to have a carry 1. So we have 2 and 2. Then finally, we now count the decimal digits in the factors. So we have 3 in our first factor and 2 in our second factor. So again, 3 and 2, all in all, we have 5 decimal digits in our product, right? So again, we start with the right of 2 in the ones place. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So even if there is no more digit anymore, you have to move 5 times. And you just put a decimal point here and add 0 as a placeholder. So whenever possible and whenever needed, we need to use 0 as a placeholder. Okay? And since it's a decimal number, you can also put it, but it's not counted. All right, we only count the decimal digits at the right of the decimal point. So that would be our correct answer. And to multiply decimal numbers by 10, 100, and 1000, there is actually a shortcut. So let me show it to you. It is done by moving only the decimal point to the right based on the number of zeros in the multiplier. Let's have this for example. 9 and 143 thousandths times 10. So counting the number of 0 in our multiplier, there is only 1. So that means we only move the decimal point 1 place going to the right. So the decimal point will be in between 1 and 4. So the product is 91 and 43 hundredths. And if we are multiplying the same number by 100, so this time there will be 2 zeros in our multiplier. So that means we have to move the decimal point to the right 2 times. So our product will be 914 and 3/10. And of course, if we will multiply the same number in 1000, which has 3 zeros, that means we will move the decimal point 3 places to the right. So our product is 9143. Can you see the pattern? We can even multiply this decimal to 10,000. And since there are 4 zeros in 10,000, then again, we just move the decimal point to the right 4 times. So again, in this example, you will see that we need to use 0 as placeholder. So our product is 91,430. Similarly, when we will multiply a decimal number by 1/10, 100s, and 1000s, there is also a shortcut. So this time, since we are multiplying the decimal number by smaller number, then it becomes smaller. So it means that we will move the decimal point to the left. Let's try this for example. So there is 1 decimal digit in our multiplier. Again, the decimal digit is the one that is on the right of the decimal point. So we move to the left, then the product will be 9 and 382. And multiplying the same number with 100ths, so this time we have 2 decimal digits in our multiplier. So that means 2 movements going to the left. So your product is 0 and 9,382 10,000ths. Then multiplying it by 1,000ths, which has 3 decimal digits. That means we move 1, 2, and 3 times going to the left. And again, we use 0 as placeholder. So the answer is this one.
Alright, that's it. Do not forget to click subscribe and to click the notification bell so you'll be updated with the newest updates.